Good afternoon. Whoa, I'm not used to having to use a microphone, but I was told the camera will pick me up better if I do that. I'm Penny Paradis, for those of you who I haven't met, and I have the pleasure of working with an incredibly fabulous group of performers who you're going to see today. These young people are so enthusiastic, it's wonderful. But I'm not telling you anything you don't know about your own kids, I'm sure. Our production today is Reader's Theater. If you're not familiar with Reader's Theater, they have a script in front of them. All of the kids will have a script in front of them, and they're bringing it to life with their voices and usually their faces. Of course, these have presented a bit of a challenge for us. But rather than be a challenge, it's going to be an opportunity. I have students who've learned how to work with microphones and run a soundboard, thanks to us having to wear masks. You'll notice I'm not wearing mine. We do have a policy in the district that if somebody is on stage alone, he or she does not need to wear a mask. So you might see one or two performers up here doing solo pieces with no masks. That's why, just so you know. I think that's all I have to say. So if you'll give me a moment to get back up to the booth, since I'm the sound team for the first piece, we will get started.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and populated the earth with broccoli and cauliflower and spinach, green and yellow and red vegetables of all kinds, so man and woman would live long and healthy lives.
The woman said, with another one with sprinkles, and they gained 10 pounds.
And God created the healthful yogurt so that man and woman might keep the figure that man found so fair.
And Satan brought forth white flour from the wheat and sugar from the cane and combined them. One went from size 6 to 14.
So God said, "Try my fresh green salad."
And Satan presented Thousand Island dressing and garlic toast on the side. And men and women unfastened their belts after the repast.
God then said, "I've sent you hard, healthy vegetables and olive oil in which to cook them."
And Satan brought forth deep-fried fish and chicken-fried steak so big it needed its own platter. And man gained more weight, and his cholesterol went through the roof.
God then brought running shoes so that his children might lose those extra pounds.
And Satan gave cable TV with remote controls so man would not have to toil changing the channels. And men and women laughed and cried before the flickering lights and gained pounds.
And God brought forth a potato, naturally low in fat and bringing with nutrition.
And Satan peeled off the healthful skin and sliced the starchy center into chips and deep-fried them, and man gained pounds.
God gave lean beef so that man might consume fewer calories and would still satisfy his appetite.
And Satan created McDonald's and his 99-cent double cheeseburgers. Then said, "You want fries with that?" And man replied, "Yeah, and supersize them." And Satan said, "It is good," and man went into cardiac arrest.
God sighed and created quadruple bypass surgery.
And Satan created insurance companies.
Thank you, Wisp Nerd.
That person is not a loser.
The name is, but not the person.
Right. Let's get into a situation to clear the whole thing up. Give the public an example of a loser.
A loser is a Hindu snake charmer with a deaf cobra.
Agreed. That's a loser. Here's one. A loser is a fat flamenco dancer in a condemned building.
That qualifies, and so does a loser's a flirt with chapped lips.
Like it. A loser is a guy who gets a blowout in the spare tire in his trunk.
A loser is a pilot who presses the ejector seat button in his helicopter.
A loser is a strolling violinist in a waterfront saloon.
A loser is a fat tourist who falls asleep at a luau with an apple in his mouth.
That's a top drawer loser. Another loser is a piano player in a marching band.
Another one is a sailor who gets a battleship tattooed on his chest and it sinks.
A loser is a guy who doesn't know how to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation without getting emotionally involved.
A loser is a 6-day bike rider with a 5-day deodorant.
A loser is an Indian scout with squeaky moccasins.
Right, well, I think that should clear things up for our listeners.
I think so. Now they know who the real losers are, and they'll be nicer to people who try and just don't make it.
Like us. I mean, we're not big time, but you can't call us losers.
Certainly not.
Here's another one. A loser is a motorist who sticks out his hand for a left turn and walks a cop right in the mouth.
That's a real loser. Yes, the police? Yes, Wally's here. The police are on the way over. They want to thank you for confessing about whacking the policeman right in the mouth.
Me and my big mouth, just an accident.
Sorry, Wally, but you know what that makes you?
Oh, right, I'm a loser, a real loser. But how about you?
What about me?
Remember a while back, you sent away for your family tree and they sent you back a bunch of bananas. You know what that makes you?
Right, a loser.
Well, folks, have to tell you, you've been listening to a couple of losers, real losers.
Stuff a miniature marshmallow in the bottom of a sugar cone to prevent ice cream drips.
Just suck the ice cream out of the bottom of the cones, for Pete's sake. You're probably lying on the couch with your feet up eating it anyway.
To keep potatoes from budding, place an apple in the bag with the potatoes.
Buy Hungry Jack mashed potato mix. Keep it in the pantry for up to a year.
When a cake recipe calls for flouring the baking pan, use a bit of the dry cake mix instead, and there won't be any white mess on the outside of the cake.
Go to the bakery. They'll even decorate it for you.
If you accidentally oversalt a dish while it's cooking, drop in a peeled potato while it's cooking, and it'll absorb the excess salt for an instant fix-me-up.
If you oversalt a dish while you're cooking it, that's too bad. Please recite with me the real woman's motto. I made it and you will eat it, and I don't care how bad it tastes.
Wrap celery in aluminum foil when putting in the refrigerator, and it will keep for weeks.
Celery? Never heard of it.
Brush some beaten egg white over a pie crust before baking to yield a beautiful glossy finish.
The Mrs. Smith frozen pie directions do not include brushing egg whites over the crust, so I don't.
If you have a problem opening jars, try using dishwashing gloves, and they give a non-slip grip that makes opening jars easy.
Go ask that very handsome neighbor if he can open it for you.
Finally, crush up those chocolate bars left over from Halloween and use them as decorations on a cake.
Leftover chocolate. Hello?
Funny airline cabin crew announcements. Southwest Airlines has no assigned seating. You just sit where you want. On a recent flight, passengers were apparently having a hard time choosing a seat when a flight attendant announced, "People, people, we're not picking out furniture here. Find a seat and get in it."
On a continental flight with a very senior flight attendant crew, the pilot said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached cruising altitude and we'll be turning down the cabin lights. This is for your comfort and to enhance the appearance of your flight attendants."
On landing, the stewardess said, "Please be sure to take all your belongings. If you are going to leave anything, please make sure it's something we'd like to have."
There may be 50 ways to leave your lover, but there are only 4 ways out of this airplane.
Thank you for flying Delta Business Express. We hope you enjoyed giving us the business as much as we enjoyed taking you for a ride.
After a particularly rough landing during thunderstorms in Memphis, a flight attendant on a Northwest flight announced, "Please take care when opening the overhead compartments, because after a landing like that, sure as heck everything has shifted."
From a Southwest Airlines employee, welcome aboard Southwest Flight 245 to Tampa. To operate your seatbelt, insert the metal tab into the buckle and pull tight. It works just like every other seatbelt, and if you don't know how to operate one, you probably shouldn't be out in public unsupervised.
In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, masks will descend from the ceiling. Stop screaming, grab the mask, and pull it over your face. If you have a small child traveling with you, secure your mask before assisting with theirs. If you're traveling with more than one small child, well, pick your favorite.
Weather at our destination is 50 degrees with some broken clouds, but we'll try to have them fixed before we arrive. Thank you, and remember, nobody loves you, or your money, more than Southwest Airlines.
Your seat cushions can be used for flotation, and in the event of an emergency water landing, please paddle to shore and take the cushions with our compliments.
I just want to be treated like a kid. That's funny, because all my friends want to be treated like adults. They don't know how good they've got it. In a way, it's nice to be needed, I guess. But there has to be a limit, you know? I want some time to do my own thing, some time for me. I tried telling Mom, but all she said was, "I know it can be hard on you, honey, but in a family this large, everyone needs to pitch in." She's right, I know that. But it seems like, well, since I'm the oldest, everyone expects me to be Miss Responsible, Miss Second Mom, Miss You Don't Count because you're the oldest. So I went to my guidance counselor. She praised me for being able to juggle all my responsibilities at home and still keep up my grades. She said that someday I'll get into a really good college because they look for people who are mature and dependable and organized and high achievers. Just like me. College? How did we all of a sudden get to the topic of college? What about now? What about just being a kid? I want to be able to sleep through my alarm and have someone make me up for a change. I want to mess up on a quiz and have someone hug me and tell me I'll do better next time. I want to watch TV while someone else puts food on the table. I deserve what everyone else has. Can I please, just once, be a kid?
Instructions for giving your cat a pill.
Step 1. Pick up cat and cradle it in the crook of your left arm as if holding a baby. Position right forefinger and thumb on either side of cat's mouth and gently apply pressure to cheeks while holding pill in right hand. As cat opens mouth, pop pill into mouth. Allow cat to close mouth and swallow.
Step 2. Retrieve pill from floor and cat from behind sofa.
Step 3. Cradle cat in left arm and repeat process.
Step 4. Retrieve cat from bedroom and throw soggy pill away.
Step 5. Take new pill from foil wrap. Cradle cat in left arm, holding your paws tightly with left hand. Force jaws open and push pill to back of mouth with right forefinger. Hold mouth shut for a count of 10.
Step 6. Retrieve pill from goldfish bowl and cat from top of wardrobe.
Step 7. Kneel on floor with cat wedged firmly between knees, holding front and rear paws. Ignore low growls emitted by cat. Get friend to hold cat's head firmly with one hand while forcing wooden ruler into mouth. Drop pill down ruler and rub cat's throat vigorously.
Step 8. Retrieve cat from curtain rail. Get another pillow from foil wrap. Make a note to buy new ruler and repair curtains. Carefully sweep shattered figurines from hearth and set to one side for gluing later.
Step 9. Wrap cat in large towel and get friend to lie on cat with its head just visible from below friend's armpit. Put pill in end of drinking straw. Force cat's mouth open with pencil and blow down drinking straw.
Step 10. Check label to make sure pill not harmful to humans. Drink glass of water to take taste away. Apply Band-Aid to friend's forearm and remove blood from carpet with cold water and soap. Retrieve cat from neighbor's shed. Get another pill.
Step 11. Place cat in cupboard and close door onto neck to leave head showing. Force mouth open with dessert spoon. Flick pill down throat with elastic band.
Step 12. Fetch the screwdriver from garage and put door back on hinges. Apply cold compress to cheek and check records for date of last tetanus shot. Throw t-shirt away and fetch new one from bedroom. Call fire department to retrieve cat from tree across the street. Apologize to neighbor who crashed into fence while struggling to avoid cat. Take last pill from foil wrap.
Step 13. Tie cat's front paws with garden twine and bind tightly to leg of dining table. Take heavy-duty garden gloves from shed. Force cat's mouth open with small wrench. Push pill into mouth, followed by large piece of fillet steak. Hold head vertically and pour 1/2 pint of water down throat to wash pill down.
Step 14. Get friend to drive it to emergency room. Sit quietly while doctor stitches fingers and forearm and remove pill remnants from right eye. Stop by furniture store on the way home to order a new table. Drop cat off at animal shelter and check the date of a price of a hamster.
Step 15. Are there any questions?
Some thoughts to think about. If you try to fail and succeed, which have you done?
I went to a bookstore and asked the saleswoman, "Where's the self-help section?" She said if she told me, it would defeat the purpose.
Can an atheist get insurance against acts of God?
If man evolved from monkeys and apes, why do we still have monkeys and apes?
If a deaf person swears, does his mother wash his hands with soap?
Why is there an expiration date on sour cream?
What do you do when you see an endangered animal eating an endangered plant?
If a parsley farmer is sued, can they garnish his wages?
Would a fly without wings be called a walk?
Why do they lock gas station bathrooms? Are they afraid someone will clean them?
If a turtle doesn't have a shell, is he homeless or naked?
Can vegetarians eat animal crackers?
If the police arrest a mime, do they tell him he has the right to remain silent?
Why do they put Braille on the drive-through bank machines?
How do they get deer to cross the road only at those yellow road signs?
What was the best thing before sliced bread?
One nice thing about egoists, they don't talk about other people.
Whose cruel idea for the word lisp to have an S in it?
If one synchronized swimmer drowns, do the rest drown too?
Experience is something you don't get until just after you need it.
The sooner you fall behind, the more time you'll have to catch up.
If you must choose between two evils, pick the one you've never tried before.
Change is inevitable, except from vending machines.
If at first you don't succeed, destroy all the evidence that you tried.
A conclusion is a place where you got tired of thinking.
The rules. The female always makes the rules.
The rules can change without notice.
Males cannot know the rules.
If the female suspects that the male knows all the rules, she must immediately change some and or all the rules.
The female never bears the blame for being wrong.
If the female appears to be wrong, it is because of a flagrant misunderstanding, which was a direct result of something the male did or said, which was wrong.
If the previous rule applies, the male must apologize for causing the misunderstanding.
The female can change her mind anytime, anywhere, in any situation.
The male must never change his mind without the express written consent of the female.
The female has every right to be angry or upset at any time.
The male must always remain calm unless the female wants him to be angry or upset.
The female must never let the male know whether or not she wants him to be angry or upset.
If the female has PMS, there are no rules.
The male cannot diagnose PMS.
The guy's rules. At last the guy has taken the time to write this all down. Finally, the guy's side of the story. We always hear the rules from the female side. Now, here are the rules from the male side. These are our rules.
Sunday sports. It's like the full moon or the changing of the tide. Just let it be.
Shopping is not a sport. And no, we are never going to think of it that way.
Ask for what you want. Let us be clear on this one. Subtle hints do not work. Strong hints do not work. Obvious hints do not work. Just say it.
Anything we said 6 months ago is inadmissible in an argument. In fact, all comments become null and void after 7 days.
If something we said can be interpreted 2 ways, and one of the ways makes you sad or angry, we meant the other one.
Whenever possible, please say whatever you have to say during commercials.
Christopher Columbus did not need directions, and neither do we.
All men seeing only 16 colors. Peach, for example, is a fruit, not a color. Pumpkin is a vegetable. We have no idea what mauve is.
I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Learn to work the toilet seat. You're a big girl. If it's up, put it down. We need it up, you need it down. You don't hear us complaining about you leaving it down.
The pet rules. Dear dogs and cats, the dishes with the paw prints are yours and contain your food. The other dishes are mine and contain my food. Please note, placing a paw print in the middle of my plate of food does not stake a claim for it becoming your food and dish, nor do I find that aesthetically pleasing in the slightest. The stairway was not designed by NASCAR and is not a racetrack. Beating me to the bottom is not the object. Tripping me does not help because I fall faster than you can run. I cannot buy anything bigger than a king-sized bed. I am very sorry about this. Do not think I will continue sleeping on the couch to ensure your comfort. Dogs and cats can actually curl up in a ball when they sleep. It is not necessary to sleep perpendicular to each other, stretched out to the fullest extent possible. I also know that sticking tails straight out and having tongues hanging out the other end to maximize space is nothing but sarcasm. For the last time, there is not a secret exit from the bathroom. If by some miracle I beat you there and manage to get the door shut, it is not necessary to claw, whine, meow, try to turn the knob, or get your paw under the edge and try to pull the door open. I must exit through the same door I entered. Also, I've been using the bathroom for years. Canine or feline attendance is not required. To pacify you, my dear pets, I have posted the following message on our front door. To all non-pet owners who visit and like to complain about our pets. 1. They live here, you don't. 2. If you don't want their hair on your clothes, stay off the furniture. That's why it's called furniture. 3. To you, it's an animal. To me, he, she is an adopted son-daughter who is short, hairy, walks on all fours, and doesn't speak clearly. 4. And most important of all, I like my pets a lot better than I like most people.
Take your mask off and slow down. Okay.
Only in America. Can pizza get to our house faster than ambulance? Are the handicap parking place in front of skating rink? Do people order double cheeseburgers, large fries, and Diet Coke? Do banks leave both doors open then chain pen to the counters? Do we leave cars worth of $1,000 in the driveway and leave useless junk in the box in the garage? Do you use answering machines to screen calls and then have call waiting so that we don't miss calls from someone that didn't want to talk in the first place? Do you buy hot dogs in packages of 10 and buns in packages of 8? Do you use word politics to accurately describe the process? Pollen in Latin means many and ticks are blood-sucking creatures.
Training camp with you. The manager gave me a job as coach for as long as you're on the team.
Look, bud, if you're the coach, you must know all the players.
I certainly do.
Well, you know I've met the guys, so you have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team.
Well, I'll tell you their names, but it seems to me they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Strange names, pet names, like Dizzy Dean.
His brother Daffy.
Yeah, Daffy Dean. Well, let's see. We have on the bases who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I said who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You gonna be the coach too?
Yes.
And you don't know the fellows' names?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing...
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Look, you got a first baseman.
Certainly.
Who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets the money.
That's it.
Who gets the money?
He does. Every dollar of it. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
All I want to know is when you sign the first baseman, how does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy.
Who?
How does he sign?
That's how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base.
No, what is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the players around.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you who's the guy on first base.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
What's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
Now, how did I get on third base?
Why, you mentioned his name.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No. Who's playing first?
What's on base?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again. Would you just stay on third base and don't go off it?
All right, what do you want to know?
Now, who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
Why did... No, what is on second?
You don't want who on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Look, you got an outfield.
Sure.
The left fielder's name?
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who's playing first?
I'm not. Stay at the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Tell me the left fielder's name.
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field.
Look, you got a pitcher on this team?
Sure.
The pitcher's name?
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow are you going to tell me who's pitching?
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm if you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Got a catcher?
Certainly.
The catcher's name?
Today.
Today and tomorrow's pitching?
Now you've got it.
All we got is a couple of days on the team. You know I'm a catcher too.
So they tell me.
I get behind the plate to do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team and a heavy hitter gets up. Now the heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me, being a good catcher, I'm going to throw the guy out at first. So I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's all you have to do.
Is throw the ball to first base?
Yes!
Now who's got it?
Naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Now who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball and throw it to naturally?
No, you don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying it.
I throw the ball to naturally?
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
You ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you. Same as you. I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is drops the ball, and the guy runs a second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. I don't know if throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play, another guy gets up and hits a long fly ball because. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn.
What?
I said I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
Thanks. I'm starting to make an office in my den, and I'm thinking about buying a computer. No, the name's Lou. I don't own a computer. I want to buy one. I told you my name is Lou. Why? Will it get stuffy in here? I don't know. What will I see when I look at the windows? Never mind the windows. I need a computer and software. No, on the computer. I need something that can write proposals, track expenses, and run my business. What do you have? Office. Yeah, for my office. Can you recommend anything? I just did. You just did what? Recommended something. You recommended something? Yes. For my office? Yes. Okay, what did you recommend for my office? Office. Yes, for my office. I already have an office with windows. Okay, let's just say I'm sitting at my computer and I want to type a proposal. What do I need? Word. What word? The only word in office is office. Which word in office for Windows? I'm going to click your blue W if you want some straight answers. What about financial bookkeeping? Do you have anything you can track my money with? That's right. What do you have? I need money to track my money? What's bundled with my computer? Money comes with my computer? I get a bundle of money with my computer. How much? Isn't it illegal to copy money? They can give you a license to copy money? How do I turn my computer off?
My mother taught me religion.
You better pray that'll come out of the carpet.
Because I said so. That's why.
My mother taught me irony.
Keep crying, I'll give you something to cry about.
I brought you into this world, and I could take you out.
My mother taught me logic.
If you follow that swing and break your neck, you're not going to the store with me.
My mother taught me about weather.
It looks as if a tornado swept through this room.
My mother taught me about stamina.
You'll sit there until all that spinach is finished.
My mother taught me about contortionism.
Will you look at the dirt on the back of your neck?
My mother taught me about the science of osmosis.
Shut your mouth and eat your supper.
My mother taught me about envy.
There are millions of less fortunate children in this world who don't have wonderful parents like you do.
If I've told you once, I've told you a million times. Don't exaggerate.
My mother taught me about behavior modification.
Stop acting like your father.
My mother taught me about anticipation.
Just wait until your father gets home.
My mother taught me about receiving.
You're gonna get it when we get home.
My mother taught me medical science.
If you don't stop crossing your eyes, they're gonna freeze that way.
If you don't pass your spelling test, you'll never get a good job.
My mother taught me humor.
When that lawnmower cuts off your toes, don't come running to me.
My mother taught me ESP.
Put your sweater on. Don't you think I know when you're cold?
My mother taught me how to become an adult.
If you don't eat your vegetables, you'll never grow up.
My mother taught me about wisdom of age.
When you get to be my age, you'll understand.
My mother taught me about my roots.
Do you think you were born in a barn?
My mother taught me about genetics.
You're just like your father.
My mother taught me about justice.
One day, you'll have kids, and I hope they turn out just like you.